Welcome to the Grand Three. Interesting.
Good morning. Shush. Library.
Tell you guys.
So there's no flowers in the big urns. Usually there's huge displays.
Yeah. I knew other than people, something was missing. It was
I
like,
don't know at what point I'm going to get used to completely empty lobbies. It's so weird. Maybe it's just because we keep hitting them first thing in the morning. I don't know.
yeah. They're just, every time I go to a lobby of anything, there just hasn't really been anybody in it.
Yeah, it's weird. So instead of being handed paper menus, I'm sure you know this by now, you get a QR code at the table, and it's interesting to me. Sometimes it pops up the Disney website, and sometimes it pops up an actual PDF menu, and you're never quite sure which one you're going to get. This one was a website. So we've ordered. Are you awake at all?
Ish. I've been up, but being up and awake are two different things.
Yeah, you don't do mornings. All right, I'll check in again with you at noon. What's the plan today?
What remains of Star Wars land and whatever else.
Are we back to what is there to do in Hollywood studios?
Pretty much.
Except Star Wars seems to have taken over instead of Frozen.
Yep.
All right, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. This is supposedly the... Well, I don't know if it's going to be the most crowded park, but it is the one that does tend to fill up first. And I don't know if it's because there's less spaces because it's so small. I know my step count is always really cruddy on Hollywood Studio days.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe we'll be able to ride Slinky Dog without too bad of a line. That would be fun.
Although the way that the Frozen thing never had a...
Yeah, but they were saying it was like 15 minutes, even though it was all the way to China. Look how pretty that is on the mirror. I like that. Okay, they brought Ethan's butter and syrup, but then they brought 2 little rolls, and I don't know what kind of butter that is. Look at that. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. It is orange zest in the butter. It's quite tasty. Okay, don't know what I'm talking about. They were biscuits, not rolls. I knew that. And the orange zest in the butter was so subtle you could barely taste it. So don't be afraid of it. It was good. It was just a real subtle flavor to it. Ethan ate his biscuit plain, which, if you know Ethan, is what Ethan does. We're going to start with me because he's taking photos. I got the Bananas Foster steel cut oatmeal. Comes with a banana muffin. Thank you. Ethan got a Mickey waffle like the big boy he is.
Why Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes, we can go to Chuck E. Cheese after we go to Disney. Were you just filming? Hi. Sitting on the couch. Okay. So we had breakfast at the Grand Floridian Cafe. He's looking at his watch because he wants to go get in line to go.
Well, I'm just seeing what time it is.
We're fine. We have like a minute or two. Relax. Yeah. It's 8:53. Hollywood Studios doesn't open until 10, but we want to get there early, so we'll leave in a minute or so. Breakfast was really good. I had the oatmeal. It was very banana-y. It was very tasty. It was very filling. I finished the muffin. I gave Ethan the rest of the banana. Oatmeal. Sorry, I had to burp. And I'm good for a little while, I think. How about you? Weirdo.
Yeah, the Mickey waffle was good.
Slowly we turn. Whee! Ba-dum.
The Mickey waffle was okay. It wasn't remarkable.
I'm noticing a trend in what you order.
I got the job done.
Well, you also
It
ate.
was like a lot of stuff where they mix egg and cheese, so I couldn't. Without doctoring the order, I was like, forget it. I just want something I just order without making changes. Coffee was good. And then they really have this thing for this robin's egg motif for their servingware.
It's pretty. It's very pretty. It's not normally me, but it was very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We were commenting at breakfast this morning. I was saying that, you know, because there's not that many people here, and it's partly because of the limits Disney has placed on capacity, but it's also, normally you hear the cacophony of kids coughing with that wet cough everywhere, and I'm just not hearing it.
Well, I don't think there's as many kids. Obviously, there's been a cap on attendance, so there aren't that many people. Mm-hmm. But I can't tell you how many kiddie rides we've been on where it's been us and 2 other adults. So there are definitely less children here right now.
It was kind of sad on Journey yesterday. It was us and an old man, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, unusual.
Not that Journey's necessarily a kiddie ride, but the point being, it was like just kind of sad. It was just us.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it anyway. I was the child on that ride. Yeah. The social distancing is definitely helping with the kids are probably still coughing their heads off. We just aren't near them.
That very well could be.
And I think that has a lot to do with it. Yep. All right. Anything else before we head over to Hollywood Studios and try and get Rise of the Resistance?
That's our goal. It really drives everything else today. Just, can we get it or not? And then the other question is, like, what's the line going to be at Slinky Dog?
Yep. Okay.
I think the smart money is to do the Rise of the Resistance, resistance thing while I'm walking to Slinky Dash. Could happen.
We'll see. So after creeping up slowly for 10 minutes, we finally can see the Hollywood Studios sign. Well, I see studios. But we're almost through the gates. It is 9:25.
So this is not what we've been used to as far as getting into the parks.
Hello. It's early. Well, it's not really early. I've been up since 5.
Alright, it's all fun and games once you're through the temperature screening line. Just waiting on Jamie. Alright, we're in. Off to the store. Basically, this is all about, see, this guy's derping. He's waiting for the window to open in 10 minutes. Alright, while we're waiting for the window to open and Jamie to be presentable, learn my new thing. The gift shop here at Hollywood Studios, as an example. Some of the other gift shops had this, and it just never came up in conversation. So they have the branded Disney masks that are very coveted and sought after to an extent, like the Forky ones. This style you can actually get from them also. You have to ask for them at the counter, apparently, and yes, they do sell them. I just don't know for how much. So just in case, now normally you would bring these yourself and not have to deal with this, but in the event for some kind of reason you need another one, if you just want this style medical mask and not shelling out for the Disney branded one, they do have them, so good to know. So as I was saying, the Forky masks are very coveted, but they're here. That's nice to know. Honestly, I'm not seeing them anywhere else, so I was kind of hoping this would be the park that would have them. $21 as opposed to $21.87. All right, we're in line for Runaway Railway. Posted 70. which makes me wonder what Slinky Dog's situation is. However, we've never done this ride before. It opened right when quarantine happened. So between the two...
You pointed that at me or at you?
Pointing at you.
Hello.
Between the two, we've done Slinky Dog. We've never done this before, so we're
Right.
going to make sure we get it in there while we wait for Rise of the Resistance.
Okay, so we have Group 21 for Rise of the Resistance, but it says an hour and 10 minutes. That's assuming the ride doesn't go down.
110 minutes.
110, that's what I said.
You said an hour and 10 minutes.
110 minutes. This is an hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
It's very confusing.
Yep. All right, the Runaway Railway ran away without us, so we're running away to the Muppets. So we're breezy.
Okay, in English, not in Ethan. The Runaway Railroad went down for technical repairs. They couldn't tell us how long. We had a Rise of the Resistance boarding pass in like 75 minutes. And we didn't want to run the risk of it cutting too close. Plus we were standing in the sun, the line was not moving, and I needed some air conditioning. So here I am.
Instructions for you.
Sam.
Not now, don't.
Sam, this is urgent. Come here.
What is it? What?
Yes.
Really? Here?
Right over there.
Well, of course, certainly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an unexpected surprise. I have the great honor of introducing the one, the only, Mr. Mickey Mouse.
Hello, hi there. Welcome to my pod. How you doing? Hello.
Whoa.
What?
You are not Mickey Mouse, you are a rat.
Rat smack. Besides, they're tourists. What do they know?
Will you get out of here?
Okay, but do I still get my $10?
Get out!
We've got a Donald Duck back here.
Will you get out?
Yes.
I apologize.
So we're on hold waiting for Backlot Express. Rise of the Resistance is down. And in case you're wondering about the speeder bike situation, it used to be here. And in some ways it still is, but for practical intensive purposes, they are gone, or it is gone.
Yeah, I'm like looking good.
And since they're trying to get rid of this touchy-feely stuff in the meantime, I would be shocked if it was readily available. A whole lot of Djangos. It's a whole lot of Djangos.
That is. Okay, I don't think today's hotter than yesterday, but I think we're fried from yesterday.
Yeah.
So we tried Runaway Railroad. It broke down. Then we went to the Muppets to get in the air conditioning. That wasn't enough. We sat on a bench for a while, got some water into Ethan. Still wasn't entirely enough. So now we are at Backlot Express. We got him a bottle of water. He didn't bring any water, and he didn't bring any Crystal Light. Bad Ethan. And we found out that there's a Cuban on the menu. So we're gonna split the Cuban. We're just gonna get fries, but then we found out there was a Cuban. And we have become Cuban enthusiasts in the last month.
Yep.
2 months.
Thanks, apartment.
Yeah, thanks, apartment.
All right, so when we were walking by, I thought that you could put paint and stain on your food, but it turns out they blocked it off, so you can't. So, just so you know, if you go to Backlot, you can't put paint and stain on your food like you used to be able to.
Let's take a ride, spend the day in the countryside. Good time for you to stay. Have a birthday picnic, we'll sing a song, and absolutely nothing will go wrong. Now and then on the highway, and I'm glad you're going my way. Everything is just so peachy.
with all the characters.
That was the weirdest Imperial March yet. Alright, let's check out this launch bay and see what there is to do now.
There is to sit and get rid of this mask.
This looks very promising. Wait, Vader's in this building. I can
Don't
feel
care.
it.
Don't care.
I'm endangering the relaxation.
Don't care.
Alright, this is exactly like when Ray Bradbury wrote about the house of the future after the apocalypse. And he wrote a short story about the house still running itself when there was nobody alive to experience what it was doing. So here's the empty launch bay, with the exception of us sitting here with no mask. And they have the queue line quiz going. Nothing else, just they've turned all the music and sound effects and stuff off, and there's no stormtroopers roaming around. But hey, they got that quiz going. Okay, seriously, why? They put a new mural up in the launch bay. The launch bay needs to end. So here's what's happening at like 1 o'clock on a Sunday at Hollywood Studios in the launch bay courtyard. Ghost Town. Alright, they called our number for Rise of the Resistance. So now we're going to fight the resistance against us and get all the way across the park and see if we can get on. So we're presently in a holding pattern for Rise, for reasons I'll get into later. So there's this store facade that I think was part of Streets of America. Anyway, what I never noticed is that some of these windows are actually opened, in quotes, because it's just a facade. But it's such a neat effect, I just never paid attention, and that's the key, is at Disney, you gotta look up. Because they do a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily notice. Like it looks further up, like this set of windows is actually missing outright. So I'm going to assume it's some kind of all-weather fabric that they're using. I thought I saw like water patches or mold or whatever on some of this. Anyway, neat effect. Alright, we're back in the car.
We are too old and too out of shape for this.
Yeah. Neither of us was feeling super great, and so Rise of the Resistance is not the kind of ride to not feel great on.
Yeah, we bailed.
So as much as I wanted to do it, it's not worth it to...
We got all the way to our window and bailed.
Yeah. I mean, we have work tomorrow, so it's not like we're actually on vacation.
Yeah.
So, we'll be back though. We'll have another shot at it. Also for Runaway Railway.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios is a tough park. It's not, I mean, it's not big, so you've got a lot of crowds to deal with, and no shade to speak of. And really long lines for the stuff that they do have.
and rides that keep shutting down, and Cupid sandwiches that give you stomach aches. And yeah, did I mention we're old and out of shape? Because that was, I think, a lot of it. So we're going to learn from our mistake.
And we'll be back next week, not here at Hollywood
We'll be
Studios,
back.
but we'll be back at Disney something.
First, for a normal weekend at Disney, single day, easy to deal with. And in a few weeks, we have another weekend planned, and we're going to take it really easy the first day. And then we can actually get Hollywood Studios done, hopefully.
Yep.
Now we know. Now we know what to expect from the park and from ourselves. Hopefully things go better.
Yep.
Can we go home, please? I'm so shot.
Oh yeah, off
Thank
we go.
you.
Thanks for watching. How about this?
No!